was kind of you guys getting back to what you do best and getting back to your game plan?
I think that was part of it. I still don't think we've played our best game. I thought we played well defensively. I thought, again, handling the puck offensively, we left some plays out there.
How encouraging is what your stars kind of emerged a little bit? You talked a couple days ago, maybe there was a little bit of pressing. Is there, there's some frustration level?
Yeah, well, every team has to count on their best players to get it done. When you look at the plays that Brat made and Dougie was in on and Nico and Jack scoring the power play goal. So, it's some of what you want. And at the same time, that secondary group, has to chip in for you too.
How valuable has Nico been as a captain for this organization?
I just think he's that complete player that he cares a lot about all his teammates. He cares about the guys that are playing, the guys that aren't playing, his on ice and off ice. I think first on ice he does the right things, plays the game the right way, and he makes sure that his game is in order before he looks at anybody else.
Is there anything in particular on ice that sticks out? I mean, obviously he does a lot of things that don't show up on the score sheet, but is there anything in particular that really stands out to you?
Well, I think play away from the puck that sometimes you don't get credit for. Is the defensive play, playing against top lines and penalty killing, with the job he does in the face-off circles most nights.
Does he ever get mad?
Yeah, he gets mad.
Yeah,
I've seen him mad. It isn't a lot. Not getting mad doesn't mean you care, but I think when a guy like Nico gets mad, the boys go hold. So,
Lindy,
excuse my language.
You've talked about staying out of the box. I'm watching some of the coverage of other series, the same thing, that's the theme. But can you, or in general, you stay out of the box in a physical, emotional series?
That's a tough one. You got to look at some of the calls, and you just got to analyze what you're getting called for. And if it's something you think you can prevent, you ask your players to try to prevent those situations. You also know in the playoffs you're going to get some tough calls against you, and you're hoping that the opposition gets some tough calls against them. That's all you look for.
You guys obviously had a pretty good response Saturday night. What do you expect the Rangers' response to be tonight?
Well, I think they look at this as, it's a huge game. They don't want the series to go to 2-2. We're looking for ways to be better for Game 4. I'm pretty sure that they're in their practice rink now looking for ways to be better in Game 4 for them. So it's that ebb and flow of winning a game and losing. We talked about the emotion of losing a couple games and trying to get by that. I'm hoping that by winning Game 3, it takes a little pressure off our guys. Our guys feel like, we can make some more plays. Puck has to be our friend. And you get better for Game 4.
What kind of pressure do you think you put on them on Saturday night?
Well, I think you look at it, it was a tight game. There was something little was going to make the difference. Both teams didn't give up a lot of ice. Both teams didn't give up a lot of plays. I think you look at the biggest play was the Panarin breakaway. As a 5-on-5 play, you look at, we had Timo kind of in alone. We had Bratter in alone. So a couple plays by us, maybe one big play by them, and the Kreider 2-on-1 play. So those type of plays were limited.
Do you think momentum can carry from one game to the next? So the good things you did in Game 3, or do you think it's a clean slate basically for Game 4?
Well, you just hope that, you inside of a game and inside of a series that you can carry some momentum, whether it's from period to period, whether it's from game to game.
You see how good Nico and Jack have become. It's still early stage of their career. Is that a reminder that we need to have some more patience with number one picks? And sometimes we do expect them to come in and be perfect players right off the bat.
Yeah, I think there's lots of great examples about, the patience with the growth of young players. Some players are able to push through in those first couple of years. Some players take 3 or 4 years. And it's whether as an organization you can have patience for it.
Did you know when Timo was coming over that he had this much snarl in his game?
Well, I think it was part of the reason we got him. Bigger, stronger, a physicality that, we really didn't have for a guy who can score a lot of goals.
Thank you, Lindy.
Thanks, Lindy.
First of all, how do you feel? It seemed like it took a pretty good beating there in Game 3, but managed to fight through, persevere, and basically because of the block shot, a couple of hits. Like, how do you feel?
Yeah, it's just part of it. It's playoff time, so you want to play hard, and obviously you got to be expected that they play hard against us too. So I think that's the fun part.
And what happened on the play where you fell into Shesterkin, and because it led to the power play goal essentially for the team?
Yeah, I try to go to the net and obviously go in that area, try to battle and fight for net front. And then, you're going to get in the battles. Guys are going to try to get you out of there. And then it's just kind of, who wants it more.
Are you a player that thrives off of that physicality? Because it seemed like you're more intense, more engaged when those things are kind of going on.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind it. I think, like I said, it's part of it. And try to play hard. You got to battle hard for every puck. And I'm not afraid of physical contact, and if it's, if it helps to be physical and forechecks to get the pucks, that's what you got to do.
Do you feel like that can be infectious too? I mean, we're seeing players like Jack Hughes throwing some pretty big hits out there as well.
Yeah, you don't want guys that completely get off their game, but it's that time of the year where, you gotta fight for that extra inch, and you gotta make it tough on the other team, and. Like I said, that's part of it.
What allowed you guys to be or look more connected in Game 3 versus maybe Game 1 and 2 where things weren't going your way?
Yeah, I think overall just, we had to take a deep breath as a team and kind of realize our strengths. Even in the playoffs, you gotta play up to your strengths. You gotta play the hockey. We've been playing all year, the preparation we've done all year, and believe in those things, starting from training camp. So same thing tonight. We got to come out here. It's going to be loud. They're going to feed off the energy of the fans. They're going to come out ready. But it's on us to play the way that has given this team success all year.
Do you feel like there was more patience in the team's game in Game 3? Like if it wasn't there, not forcing it, just getting pucks deep and going to work that way?
Yeah, they're playing a well defensive game. They're all 5 guys are usually packed pretty tight to your goal, and it's tough to get inside. So sometimes you just can't force plays. You gotta realize what plays to be made, and you gotta make the best play out there. So just realizing certain situations, and mostly, like I said, focus on our strengths and use those against them.
What, besides finding your game a little bit on Saturday, what more will you need to do? What's the next step here?
Well, you got to bring it shift in and shift out. Starting for the first shift, it's important to have consistency through the game, and just do it over and over, and that's how you're going to wear teams down. And tonight's going to be a great game. We got a chance to even up the series. They're going to be pissed off after loss, just like we were. We got to expect that they're coming out hard. But like I said, we got to focus on ourselves and bring the best game.
I want to ask, what do you think the team did better defensively in Game 3? Not just the defenseman, but the 5-man unit in the defensive unit.
I think we were just more on the same page. We did the things that we talked about, and we just stay compact. I think that's a huge part to be successful in the D zone, and I think we communicated better as well, and it was just flowing, and at the end everything worked out.
Do you feel it was more connected? Because it seemed like in Game 2 particularly you were trying to hit that stretch pass, had a lot of icings, but now it just seemed like you were hitting the easy tape to tape and then getting it out.
Yeah, we were more connected. There's plays. First couple games there were plays open, but we left them out, and I think now we're holding on to the puck a little bit more, looking for the next best play, and guys are doing a good job to get available as well, and I think at the end everything has to be connected, everybody has to be on the same page, and we gotta pull the same rope here.
You mentioned connected. I think one of the underrated things is the goaltender defense exchange when it comes to setting up the play, and that's something Lindy talked about Akira being very good at. How good is he, and how much easier does it make a defense when you have a goalie that can get that first pass?
Yeah, he's good. He can handle puck pretty well. He's pretty predictable as well if he has a puck. We as defensemen, we just try to be best available as possible.
get close to him, go to the corner, and he's either we're gonna yell for it or he's gonna make the play by himself. And I think he showed in the regular season as well that he can even break out the puck by himself, and it's just a little easier. And he's pretty good at it.
Have you seen a goalie as composed as him at 22 years old in your career?
No, but I think that's a little bit his character. He's pretty calm and quiet, and I think that's kind of translated to the ice as well, which is a good thing. And it kind of calms us down to the players, which is good. And he's great, and he played great last game, and
What do you think the most valuable thing from Game 1 and 2 you guys took into Game 3 and can sort of hold on to as the series goes on? Maybe a lesson?
Yeah. I think just, staying connected. First 2 games we were a little, separated or not as connected, and maybe we're kind of a little bit nervous as well. And, we just got to take a breath here and, just... keep calm, play our game, and don't worry about anything else. And I think that's what we did in the Game 3, and we just gotta do it from now on, going into the future.